Okay, welcome to another Deal Structure Sunday. It's Chris Pre with Smart Real Estate Coach. I am joined by Maurice Sims out in Denver, Colorado, and Mr. Link Ervin, Coach, High Six, veteran to the Deal Structure weekends. All right, so welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks for having me.
All right, so let's dive into this. We're in Denver, I think, or maybe this deal's in a different city. Where's this deal?
It's in Centennial. It's a suburb of Denver.
Centennial?
Yep.
Spell.
Centennial.
Just like it sounds, Chris. You should have known. Okay. All right. What type of deal is it?
It's a sandwich that'll turn into a subject too.
All right, love it. So that's a little different for the community to see. So that's awesome, Maurice. Whenever you or Link think that's important to bring up, let's get some basics. Then we can dive into that towards the end, maybe. What was the source on this one?
This was a expired Sly broadcast.
Okay, so for the Wicked Smart viewers and listeners, why don't we explain Sly broadcast? I was just on an interview, literally like before this, and I said that like it was just common vernacular. And they go, whoa, what are you talking about? So let's explain what a Sly broadcast is and why.
So it's basically a voicemail that we record, and then we send out to a list of numbers that we pull. And that voicemail just kind of explains that, what we do and that we can offer them some help. And it just automatically lands so it's a ringless voicemail.
Awesome. And that does say Sly broadcast, even though it doesn't look like that. All right. How long, let me ask you this, how long from when you sent the Sly to when they called back, and how many times did you have to talk to them? Anything like that you want to add?
I sent the Sly broadcast. He called me the second day after the Sly, interested. And then I think it was about 4 days until we got a signed contract. And I talked to him maybe twice.
Okay. That's quick, obviously. And then what was the house on the market for before you?
The house was on the market for $450.
It was on for $450. Okay.
Yeah,
and what did we tie it up for?
$480. It was on for $480. Yep.
Okay. I can change that. And what do we tie it up for?
We tied it up for $463,300.
$463,300.
Mm-hmm.
How legible Chris can be today. All right, $463,300. Was that what was the mortgage?
The mortgage, I want to say it's about $350 something.
450 something.
I mean, $450 something.
Yeah, essentially the guy priced it initially to pay closing costs and the realtor out of the price so that he wouldn't have to pay any money is what it boiled down to. That's how he came up with the original pricing.
Okay, so for the viewers, let's be super clear. So on a sandwich, what we typically do is we talk price to calculate, but all we're doing is saying, okay, the mortgage is $450 something. We agree about here for price. Therefore, I'm going to give you X amount of cash and pay off your loan at the end. Did we come up with a cash amount for this one?
To purchase from him?
Cash at the end of the term?
Yeah,
$5,000?
Yeah, $5,000 is what.
Okay, good.
So he actually wanted 20, and we agreed to do 5 up front, and he's going to let us switch it to a subject to.
All right, so this is interesting in a lot of ways. So $5,000 up front?
Mm-hmm.
Right. To convert it, instead of waiting, the term to get 20,000, he was willing to take $5,000 and make it a subject to.
Okay, so this is going to pivot from a sandwich to a sub 2 as soon as you find your buyer?
Yes, it's contingent on the buyer and the down payment.
Okay, good. So for the newbies out there, Maurice didn't want to jump into a mortgage payment clearly day one, so he made a contingent upon finding a buyer. Then when it does, it sounds like, will you pay the transfer tax and pay him $5,000 down?
Yeah, so it's not transfer tax in Colorado, but I will do the closing and paying a $5,000.
Sweet. Okay. Is Colorado, Link, maybe Colorado, and I think there's like one other one. Is it Arizona that doesn't pay transfer tax? It might be a couple.
North Carolina doesn't have a transfer tax,
No?
but yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah. So it's essentially, like I said, he was trying to structure it so he didn't have to come out of pocket, and so you know, Maurice did a good job negotiating with the guy. Look, we'll instead of you paying anything, we'll give you $5,000 if you'll do this, and we're going to do it when we close, so that Maurice didn't have to come out of his pocket with any money, no closing costs, no nothing. So
Yeah. No, that's good. Okay, so there really is no term, but on the sandwich there was a term originally, right? Before you pivoted.
Yep.
What was it going to be originally?
60 months.
60?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was great too, but now the subject to, you're all set. There is no
yep,
term.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Turn to a sub two. Okay, cool. What are we going to sell for?
509,999.
509. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what are we projected for payday one then?
51 down.
Basically 10%.
Yep.
Okay. Monthly payment on that underlying debt?
2850.
Is that PITI?
Yes, sir.
2850 PITI. Okay. And we're going to go out to market, or we're going to put the buyer in there. How much?
3,300.
Still good for that house.
Right in
Okay.
line with payment.
Yeah. So what's the cash? What term are we talking? What are you guys thinking for the buyer?
I'm gonna try to do 24 months. That's what I'm gonna shoot for when I'm looking for a buyer.
And then who cares, right? Because you got sub two. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
want to say who cares. We'll qualify him, but you're not going to stress, and they're not going to stress.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So I did my numbers based on the 60 months. So
Okay.
I didn't do the 24. So sorry about that.
No, that's okay. Because look, reality, Maurice. Aside from what's going on now in the economy, reality is you might go 60, you might go 48.
Yeah.
Who knows? Okay, so what's the monthly cash flow times the 60 months?
So we got a monthly cash flow is 553.
Okay.
We times that by the 60 months. I
Yep.
got 27,180.
27,180.
Yeah.
Jesus, how's my pen doing? 27,180. All right. Cool. That's not a bad payday number two. Let's see. So we marked the home up. What's the number here to help me out, guys?
46,699.
46,609. Cool. Principal pay down. What's that a month?
Of 554.
These are all cool numbers. And so what's that come to?
And that comes to 39,240.
39,240.
Mm-hmm.
And you just took that flat number, right? Because obviously it'll be more as the loan amortizes.
Yeah, I just did 60 on everything.
Yeah, and I meant the principal pay down. So you probably
he just took the opening principal pay down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we minus the payday one deposit from above when we're calculating that cash out. What's the final?
Final number is 34,939.
939. So we got we got the 51. We got the 27. What's the total?
113,119.
Six-figure deal. 113, 119.
Yes.
On a house that the guy just wanted out of. Please help me.
This is an awesome deal. Maurice, this is deal number what for you?
This deal right here was deal number 3.
3, yeah.
Okay. And out of the first 3 deals, what's the average all 3 paydays? I haven't asked you that.
I want to say average now with this one's probably about 80, 85, something like that.
We'll say, I think it's higher than that, but it could be.
Yeah.
Let's just say 85 to 90.
Yeah.
I would say it's closer to 90, but I'm not 100% on that.
All right, we'll be conservative for the viewers, so no one can say we milked our numbers. All right, any ahas on this deal or lessons learned, or actually, Link, anything you want to add? Like, were you involved in this deal for Maurice, and if so, how often, and where, and why, and how?
I was involved more about explaining like how the subject to would come about, how to structure like the numbers, how to make the offer. But Maurice did most of it himself. Like he negotiated with the seller, reached out to the seller, talked to the seller, understood what the seller's motivations were. I mean, he did a great deal of it on himself. I really wasn't as involved, more like a consultant on this one.
Love it. Love it. And anything, any lessons learned, Maurice? Like anything different on this one, or is this pretty standard for you now?
Pretty standard. I mean, this was the first one where the subject to part of it, just kind of understanding how you transition into that and protecting myself to take it over subject to. So
Yeah.
Link helped me learn that, just, locking down as the lease purchase, making it contingent on that buyer, and then it's easy to flip over to a subject to like that. So that was my biggest lesson on this deal here.
Okay.
That
So
was going the longer term. Like
Yeah.
his first deal was 24, I think. And then we did 48, and then he got 60 on this one. So
getting good in your old age, Maurice.
yep.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Well, the stress, that first deal, like basically the buyers moved in right when this coronavirus hit. And the buyer's not bad. They're going to be fine. They'll get their credit. He's a telecom engineer. Everything's great. But and this seller will be fine. This is a good seller for him to have on the first one like that too, because the seller has done lease purchase in the past. But the stress still of having a good buyer and a good seller and having this chaos going on kind of not panicked him, but it worried him a little bit. So he's pushing the other way.
Yeah. And look, generally speaking, just so the viewers know, he could do this two ways, and tell me if I'm wrong, guys. The easiest way mentally for the seller to understand it was, hey, it's just a lease purchase, and then you pivoted because it was already set up, correct?
Yeah.
I thought about that after I called the other night. So these guys know Maurice could have gone right to a purchase and sales with a sub two. Is that a little tougher conversation day one? Yeah, it's a little tougher.
Well, it's a little tougher, and also, Maurice has only had one, or this is the third deal now, so with having to pay closing costs, and they're just a little concerned about having to come out of pocket with the cash to make those deals fly right away.
Right. 2 or 3 more of these, Maurice. You won't really care about the cash flow.
It'd be a little easier on me. I won't care too much.
Yeah, it's nice. Right. It's nice to be able to fluctuate. Okay, real cool. And I just want to say, and you guys can comment if you want. Actually, I do want you to comment on what kind of deal flow you're getting now, given the virus and everybody working remotely. I'll preface it by saying it couldn't be a better time for terms and the sellers and the buyers that we can help, because the banks can't right now. They just can't. Their hands are tied. Realtors can't. Their hands are tied. We're the only door open, so to speak. So do you guys have any comments on that as we wrap up?
Oh yeah, for me, prior to this event, I probably was, probably talking to 5 or 6 potential sellers. Now I'm talking about 10 or 15 a week.
So triple, almost.
Yeah, that's, at least considering it and letting me have a conversation with them. So that's kind of the difference for me right now.
And their attitude's different, right?
Yeah. And that goes across the board. I'm talking about real estate agents, sellers, investors. Everybody is willing to kind of communicate and talk about it, at least consider it. When before, nobody, no, that's fine. I'll do my own thing. I'll be fine. The market's strong. I don't have to worry about it, especially here in Colorado.
Yeah. Link, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, no, I'm seeing that from all of my students, everyone I'm coaching. I'm seeing that. Even the 90-day jumpstart students right now are like, wow. I had multiple good phone calls today. It's just the market has shifted and everybody's kind of concerned, and they're not hearing from 10 realtors. Every seller's not hearing from 10 realtors a day. They're hearing from maybe 1, if any. They're not hearing from investors, not hearing from anybody. So when we're reaching out, it's like, wow, there's somebody to talk to about my house. So their attitudes are completely different than they were 30 days ago. So I'm hearing that across the board from all my students.
I love it. And then what I said in the mastermind call the other night, which we do for just associates, and I said it on a show I was just on, is I was very interested to see, I knew we'd get deals. I was interested to see, are we going to get buyers still? And the cool answer is overwhelming yes. We have like 4 signings next week in our community. It's pretty cool.
Right. Well, the only thing I would say about buyers at the moment is just make sure that they're in an industry that this shouldn't affect nearly as much, and that have some reserves that, I mean, that are prepared to ride it out even if it does happen to affect them. I mean, and there are plenty of people out there like that.
Yeah, good point, Link. We had last week 2 people from Home Depot, Nick had, working overtime, crazy busy. Amazon center that went in right across the line here in Massachusetts. Tons of workers there. They're hiring people. So you just got to be careful who you're picking.
Right.
All right. Fantastic. Any last minute nuggets, guys? Is something I didn't ask, or we think we covered it?
No, I mean, for
Cool.
me, I think that's
Maurice, at your pace, I think you took 4 deals this month. So we'll be back on doing some serious deal structures.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if the numbers get better on the structures.
Good
Yeah,
job.
I don't know how they're gonna get a whole lot better, Maurice, but
Yeah.
I'm looking to talk about that other deal where the realtor left them hanging. That's what I was hoping we were doing today. Is that's Crest, right?
Well,
No,
when we get done this, we'll get that scheduled. How's that?
Yeah, that's the one we did on the mastermind.
Good. Well, I literally, when we get done this and we're off here, I'm going to schedule that. For the Wicked Smart viewers and listeners, we have a really cool package that I don't know if these guys know yet, that we're putting together the QLS and the 90-day jumpstart. So you're basically getting QLS for free. So that didn't go out yet, but if you're seeing it on this video, go ahead and email Zach and I's personal assistant, Kristen, at smartrealestatecoach.com. Tell her you heard us talking about the QLS and 90-day jumpstart package, and we'll get you some details. That's Kristen, by the way, Kristen at smartrealestatecoach.com. All right, guys, thanks a bunch, and we'll see you back on here in very short order, Maurice.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, Maurice.
Yeah, guys.
We'll talk about the other call in a little while.
All right.
Awesome.